Happening now, another shooting incident in downtown Jamestown as at least one person is shot on Barrows Street. A Jamestown Fire Department command vehicle is involved in a collision.
A Motown musical and a skateboard tournament that you would not believe. It was Saturday night in Jamestown. I'm Ryan Hedrick with the full recap straight ahead.
And I'm Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. It's going to be a windy one tonight. We've got more rain on the way, but how long will that rain last? My full forecast coming up.
Those stories and more coming up on this Monday, October 23rd, 2017.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm James Reed. Our top story today, at least one person was shot on Barrows Street Sunday evening, that according to Chautauqua County Dispatch. All-Star EMS, JPD, and New York State Police were on scene shortly before 8 p.m. When our crews arrived at the scene, a male and female were being taken into custody, and they got pretty vulgar with police. Take a look.
Arraigned on what? Arraigned on what charge? Obstructing what? You had all these other motherfuckers.
WNY News Now recently confirmed that those arrests were not related to the shooting incident. Now, this shooting comes less than 2 weeks after a shooting on 8th Street where a man was shot and taken to the hospital. Jamestown police have not provided an update on the status of that investigation. In late December 2015, Alan Whitruck killed his wife and stepson on Barrows Street. Whitruck was sentenced earlier this year. We will continue to follow this story at WNYNewsNow.com.
A Jamestown fire chief is recovering from injuries he sustained during a vehicle accident on Friday night. Battalion Chief Matthew Kuhn confirms that the accident took place as the fire department was responding to another incident in the city. Kuhn encourages the general public to be aware at all times if they hear sirens and see flashing lights.
Always be alert for responders, okay? They should have their lights and siren both sounding. If that is the case and they do come up to an area that you're traveling in, please follow the rules, pull gently to the right and stop and make the way clear so we can get through safely for your safety and for ours.
Kuhn says the Jamestown Fire Department will conduct an internal investigation into this incident. The driver of the other vehicle is expected to survive.
Here's an interesting statistic for you. The State Comptroller's Office says Jamestown High School reported nearly 40 cyberbullying or intimidation incidents in 2014, but not a single event in 2015. The numbers were discovered in an audit of the New York State's DASA program, which stands for Dignity for All Students. According to the audit, the regional school that saw the most bullying in 2015 was Dunkirk Middle School, whose reports accounted for almost 10% of the total amount of incidents reported to the state. Not far behind were Faulkner Middle School and Southwestern Elementary School, with both of those schools reporting 23 bullying incidents in 2015. As part of the DASA program, all school districts in New York State are required to submit an annual report of bullying and intimidation incidents.
Well, hold on to your hats, folks. A wind advisory goes into effect this afternoon for much of western New York. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with what we can expect. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, good Monday, everybody. And man, we have a windy one out there. Let's take a look at the watches and warnings. First off, the Weather Service actually issued this wind advisory, and it will be going into effect at 4 o'clock tonight, and it will be running until 11 o'clock tonight. And this is for gusts around 55 miles an hour. And of course, we also have a wind advisory for Erie County, Pennsylvania as well, and also Erie County, New York. We'll talk about winds and also some rain for tonight. We'll talk about it in my full forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Dakota, thank you. Well, In a case of good news versus bad news, a new job report on U.S. job numbers says that unemployment rates have gone down nationally since last year, but here in New York State, joblessness numbers have remained pretty much the same from 2016 to 2017. The unemployment rate also remains higher. New York State checks in at 4.9%, while the national unemployment rate is just 4.2% in Western New York. 6 out of the region's 8 counties have unemployment rates even higher than that, with Allegheny County reporting at a rate of 6%. Now, if you're looking to find employment, officials recommend the fields of education, health services, and leisure and hospitality, as these industries show some job growth within the past few years.
Now, straight ahead, an advisory for North County residents remains in effect.
And later, Ryan's weekend. We'll tell you what kind of trouble he got into there right after this.
You're watching WNY News Now, where
Two-shot
coverage
always
comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Residents of the village of Fredonia and town of Pomfret are advised to continue boiling their water until at least tomorrow, following a large water main break early Saturday morning. The leak was discovered in the Castle Heights area after the water filter plant operator noticed decreasing water levels and capacity. The Chautauqua County Health Department is expected to give the all clear sometime soon, but in the meantime, residents are advised to boil drinking water. And we reached out to students at the State University of New York at Fredonia who now say they have to buy bottled water, another expense they're going to have to undertake.
A Jamestown man suffered serious injuries after losing control of his motorcycle at the intersection of Route 60 and Kyantone Road in Kyantone on Saturday. New York State Police say 41-year-old Victor J. Cameron was taken to Hammett Hospital with serious injuries. He was also allegedly in possession of marijuana at the time of the incident, and he faces related charges.
Well, crank up your favorite music because today is National iPod Day, a celebration of how the device completely changed the way we listen to music. Now, back on this day in 2001, Apple co-founder Steve Jobs first introduced the little device to the world. The first one sold on November 10th of that year for nearly $400. Our James Reed seems to enjoy his music right here.
Now, your first defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Yeah, and today is a very special day for the iPod, and boy, the iPod really changed the way we really listen to music. It was an awesome device. Anyway, let's get into weather. Let's take a look at the Chautauqua Lake Sky Vision camera, and you can see pretty much the cloud cover across the area, and that actually will remain throughout the day today, especially when we get into the later afternoon hours. Again, a wind advisory will be going into effect for Chautauqua County at 4 o'clock, and then it will run until 11 o'clock tonight. They also issued it for Erie County, Pennsylvania, and also Erie County, New York as well. And this is pretty much for gusty winds that'll be coming later this afternoon and tonight. So because we have the wind advisory, here is your first defense for today. The timing of the strongest winds are mainly going to be 5 o'clock this afternoon till 10 o'clock. That is the main timing window for the strongest winds. Sustained winds will be out of the southeast around 20 to 30 miles an hour, and we could see higher gusts up to 55 miles an hour at times. And we could see some minor property damage along with some scattered power outages from falling tree branches. So you might want to keep an eye on for that. Now, Tuesday begins the World Series out in LA at Dodger Stadium. And as I told you last week, it is just going to be a hot one. Take a look at this. 104 on Tuesday. And take a look at the wind. We've got that healthy northeast wind gusting around 35 miles an hour. And then on Wednesday, it still remains warm with that high of 102. But the Weather Service does have excessive heat warnings and heat advisories up for the LA area. So it is just going to be a hot one. And again, this is the result of a Santa Ana. It's strong downslope wind winds that affect the inland areas that ultimately come across the coastal areas. This is typical for October in Southern California. It's just going to be a hot one to start the World Series this year. Looking out at the airport right now, it is 60 degrees. It feels like 57. Combine it with that south wind to 12. And again, you can see some of that cloud cover on the JCC Skycam as well. Your First Defense forecast for this Monday, partly to mostly sunny on average. We bring in a chance of rain showers throughout the afternoon hours. We'll be right around in the upper 60s for today. And then for tonight, a soaking widespread rain, and it will become breezy. The wind increases as we'll take a look at it. Southeast wind 22 to 30 with gusts to 40 possible. We could pick up about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain throughout the overnight areas tonight. And then for tomorrow, early showers taper off. Otherwise, it'll be a partly sunny day. The wind comes down a little bit, but it will still be a little breezy. Highs will be in the lower 60s. And then on the First Defense 7-day forecast, you can pretty much see we bring in that fall time pattern for the remainder of the week and for the weekend with plenty of rain to go around as well. Ryan will have sports right after the break, so please stay with us.
Chautauqua Audio Works now offers instrument rentals starting at just $17 per month. We're your school's band and orchestra headquarters, the only place with loaners on site. So pick up an instrument today. Order online with the keyword Chautauqua, shipping straight to your door. With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Located in the St. Elmo building in Chautauqua Institution, La Familia Restaurant is more than a restaurant.
So people love the fact that we are committed to the farm-to-table aspect in our produce and focus on sustainability with our seafood too.
La Familia has signature dishes.
Sirloin filet over on the table. Next is our Aegean chicken and cider brine pork chop.
La Familia even has a singing chef. La Familia, fine dining with a family atmosphere. Let them host your special event today. LaFamiliaCHQ.com.
Welcome to The Y from the WNY Sports Now desk. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Let me take you to Orchard Park, where it was a beautiful day and the Bills undefeated at home this year. The reason for that? Defense, and I'll prove my point in just a moment. Today's game started as a battle between kickers. Tampa Bay Bucks kicker Steven Hushka for the Bills says, anything you could do, I could do better. 25-yarder, splits the uprights 3-3 Buffalo. Patrick Murray says, gonna come right back with my own 25-yarder. That puts the Bucks up 6-3. Start of the second quarter. The Bills, the worst third down converting team in the league. But Tyrod Taylor says, let's overlook that. Let me rush for the first down. That's 3rd and 5. And then 2nd and goal. LaShawn McCoy punches it in. 1-yard run. The Bills take a 10-6 lead. Now it's 10-6. Buffalo's defense. Remember I said at the top, Jameis Winston, sacked by Ryan Davis, recovered by Leonard Johnson. Buffalo would miss a field goal after. It's still 10-6 Buffalo at that point. Bills with the turnover just before halftime, and Jameis Winston intercepted by Matt Milano. Just about a second left on the clock, and Buffalo doesn't spike it, so time runs out, and they don't get any points off the turnover. The Bills take a 10-6 lead into the locker room. Start of the third quarter, the Buffalo Bills come out with a little bit of fire. Look at Logan Thomas get the pass from Tyrod Taylor, 22 yards to the end zone for a touchdown. Steven Hushka's point is good. Bills take a 17-6 lead. It's 17-6, third quarter. Jameis Winston gets to work. O.J. Howard's 7-yard touchdown pass, making it 17-13. Howard again, 33-yard pass from Winston, ties the game up at 20. And then look at this catch. This is ridiculous. This will put the Bucks up 27-20. What athleticism, and that capped off a 10-play, 54-yard drive for the Bucks, put them up by a touchdown. Money time, McCoy gets the handoff, into the end zone, touchdown Bills, 7-yard run for Shady McCoy, and the Buffalo Bills fans are loving it. Look at Humphreys lose the ball on the ground, Buffalo's ball, and you already know what's going to happen, don't you?
52-25, and drills it. A little drama, but he got it through.
30-27 with 11 seconds left to go in Orchard Park, and it would take a miracle for Jameis Winston and the Bucs to counter that Steven Hushka field goal, and they know it. Look at all those pitches. 1, 2, 3. I counted 11 pitches backwards towards the Buffalo Bills end zone. So here's what we know. The Buffalo Bills, the Patriots, and the Dolphins are tied atop the AFC East. They're all 4-2 because the Dolphins beat the Jets. Look at that field goal, split the uprights. That's a comeback like crazy. They were down 2 touchdowns, and they lost their quarterback on that play right there. Look at Cutler take that hit as he throws it deep. His status is not known, but we do know the Patriots play the Falcons tonight. With the why of the win today in Buffalo, I'm Ryan Hedrick, WNY Sports Now.
We've lowered property taxes, we've got growth, we've got jobs, we've got financial stability, but I could never, ever look any one of you in the eye if I wasn't confident that there was someone ready to go, not someone that needs to learn on the job, not someone that needs a job and, hey, maybe we'll try county executive. And that person is standing next to me. It's legislator George Barillo.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Well, a lot happened this past weekend, from hard rock concerts to vibrant violinists. Our Ryan Hedrick recaps Jamestown's nightlife.
All right. So my Saturday night started out at the Uptown Theater, right in the Willow Bay Theater. It was a Motown musical, man, that brought me back. I spoke to the cast. They were great.
You know, we've worked together as a team, and it's starting to show. But a lot of teamwork behind the scenes. We have a technical crew behind us working on the videos and the lighting and the sound and everything else. So it's a big team, really, when you put this size of a show together.
Support from our family. Like, we couldn't do this without them. A lot of us here have family that are helping in our crew, and if they wouldn't put up with us our late nights, helping us with costumes, helping us with anything that we need, we wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Now it's time to check out a skateboard tournament hosted by Jamestown Skate Products. Pete has been building his empire for years. Let's go check it out.
This place is paradise. Josh introduced me to Pete a couple years ago and got me back into skating. And it's absolutely amazing.
Just all my friends and everybody that comes and supports the place. And in the city of Jamestown, they're super supportive of us. It's incredible. There's no other city like this where skateboarding is embraced and it's welcomed.
Reporting from Jamestown, I'm Ryan Hedrick, WN.
Hey, Ryan, thank you. He had a lot of fun.
Yeah, apparently.
And obviously got himself into a little bit of trouble. Not Ryan. No. I don't know where the camera goes. There we go. But that was cool. Cool to see all that stuff happening in Jamestown, and really like a vibrant nightlife is coming out of it.
It's a happening place.
I know. Great report. So,
but it needs more cowbell.
Oh yeah,
I think it needs more cowbell.
Everything needs more cowbell.
Speaking of cowbell, Dakota's got a look at your forecast. I'll take any sort of transition, folks.
Let's get a cowbell in here when we go up to 7 days. But yeah, there it is. So for the next 7 days of your life, we're pretty much going to be in that fall time pattern throughout the week. And last week, do you guys remember when I was talking about that there was a potential on Wednesday night that there could be a lake response in the terms of a few light lake effect snow flurries along the higher terrain of the southern tier?
Yeah.
Well, the good news is the current model runs have taken that out.
Oh, thank goodness.
So now, yeah, I know. And so now it's pretty much going to be at most a lake effect rain event if the lake even does trigger a response at all. The atmospheric temperatures just appear to be just a little bit too warm to allow for that. But take a look at the rain that we have. We pretty much don't see much sunshine until Friday. And but you can pretty much see the rain that we have coming, and so we're not going to see much sunshine. So it's pretty much a fall time pattern. This is typical for fall around here. Cool. And wet.
Yeah, that's lots of rain. I know you were saying like lake effect rain almost.
Yeah.
Maybe could be.
Well, actually, I know a lot of people get that kind of confused because they're not entirely sure what lake effect rain is, but it's kind of almost the same thing as lake effect snow. The only difference is instead of a warmer air mass crossing a cooler lake, it's actually that's exactly what it is. It's
just
a warmer
not
air
cold
mass
enough
crossing the cooler lake
to snow.
instead of snow when it's a cooler air mass crossing. Well, instead of it's a warmer air mass crossing a cooler lake.
Okay.
That is lake effect
That's
snow.
lake effect snow.
So, yes.
Right. And that's what will happen if Lake Erie doesn't freeze, per se.
Yes.
Okay. So
The current Lake Erie temperature off Buffalo, because that's where all the observations are taken, the sensor for Lake Erie is located, I think it's located a few feet down from the outer break wall. And the latest temperature that I know of is like 62 degrees. And that's a little bit above average for this time of the year.
All right.
And of course, lake effect snow ends when the lake freezes, because that's when the lake effect snow machine shuts down.
I got a feeling I'm going to be shoveling. It's that simple.
Well, as I often talk about, we just don't know.
We just don't know, but Dakota's going to try his darndest to make it so we know. Dakota, thank you. Hey, that's news now for today. Of course, we're back tomorrow.
And for News 24/7, be sure to visit WNYNewsNow.com, where coverage comes first.
We'll see you tomorrow.